Hello everyone, this is Kel with Dysopods, and it's time for the Porcellio update. I have about, let me just do a quick count, 6 species of Porcellio. No, about it is 6 species. And we're going to start with Scabers, which are one of the original species I kept. We also have my first time giving them Rapashi morning wood, and hopefully they're going to enjoy it nicely. I've had issues with giving them some of the wetter squashes and all that where they mold too fast. I think that means my humidity might be a bit high in most of the bins. I'm not sure. But I'm going to try stepping away from that and moving towards using, as long as it doesn't mold like the other stuff, morning wood in small segments. Alright. I'm going to give this a little bit of a spray. I sprayed it just the other day, but it feels just slightly dry. Now you're going to notice there's going to be a lot of them because I recently got a 100 count that I put in here plus the original breeding colony of 30 that had a bunch of babies before I added them in. As you can see, there's a few different morphs. This is Porcellio Scaber Lotto mix. Most of the babies in here were already born in the previous bin. At the time of the Armadillidium update, I just moved all these 15-quart bin ones from a 6-quart bin into their new enclosures. I'm probably going to have to give these guys a bit more leaf litter pretty soon, but not quite just yet. I just now noticed how low it was. But we're going to give them a piece of Rapashi morning wood. Actually, I'm going to give them a couple just because I know how vigorously these guys will eat when given food. Next up, the only Porcellio species I have still in a 6-quart, and I'll be honest, they're going to be upgrading pretty soon. Probably within February probably within February. That is Porcellio dilatus, or the giant canyon isopod. Not as good a look as some of the others. You see the babies in here, those were born in this bin. I have 2 populations in here, one from bitty bugs, same with the 100 count that I got of the Scabers, so they were from bitty bug. But the original population came from Isopsycho, and they kind of were a 10 count, and I just kept them in here, and they started breeding on their own, thankfully. But then I got I think it was a 50 count? Yeah, 50 count. And just to bolster the population, and once they have a bit more babies, which will probably be by February, I'm going to move them into a 15-quart. Porcellio laevis caramels. These came from Easy Eddie, with a single 10 count being added from Isopsycho as well. There's some moving around in the substrate and leaf litter. As you can see, I still have fungus gnat issues. I'm still working on that. But I'm going to give these guys 2 chunks as well and give them a bit more moisture. That might be why they're not on the bar, because too little moisture right now. But I'm going to give them a bit more of this. I have this old squash rind that I'm just using as a bowl because I can. It makes observing them eating super easy. I wouldn't use anything that wasn't like a biodegradable bowl or anything, because otherwise babies won't want to go up there and eat the food. I just use squash rind because I know the babies will go up there and eat the squash in it, because like when I have the squash in here, you can see them swarming it. These ones won't mind though, because they're the dairy cows. Now you're going to see a lot. The dairy cows are by far my most prolific Porcellio species. They don't even need a spray down, but I'm going to lift this up carefully. You'll see a bunch down in here and a bunch up here. Varying ages. I haven't added this colony since I got it. I did upgrade them to the 15-quart when I upgraded everyone else. And they've just been flourishing. They're probably going to be one of the ones that are ready for sale this year. I can't guarantee that. Like, there's a lot of them that might not be ready for sale this year, but the dairy cows, I'm hopeful they'll be ready. But let's give them 2 pieces of this, and, well, the lid of the containers went flying. It happens. Happy accidents. My last Porcellio laevis variety, the orange. Now, for a fun bit of trivia, the orange and dairy cows cannot interbreed. I will take this out just because I have 2 other pieces in there. And there's a lot of speculation that the dairy cows might be their own species now. We aren't sure yet. The state of isopod taxonomy is kind of strange right now because there's not necessarily a huge amount of people studying it. And here you see some oranges. And there's some in the substrate running away from us, including babies I saw, but the babies all made it safely into hiding away from us, the sky giants that provide food. Now, as for all the laevis, I'm giving them 2 chunks just because, and a scab or 2. They eat like crazy. The Dilotis I only gave 1 to, even though there's so many, just because they're not as voracious when I've been giving them food. If they're voracious about it, I will give them more. And now for my final Porcellio species, and the only Spanish giant I have, Porcellio Haze High Yellow. Now, they have springtails in here. There's some good rotten wood. This piece was originally like much bigger, and it's just kind of falling apart. It's the perfect level of rot. The level of rot you want is where you can like do what I just did there. They'll eat off of it and be happy. Looks like one of them molted recently. I hope that's a molt. I think that's a molt. As you can see, here's one and here's another. And wait. Oh my God, that is what I think it is. That might be my first baby in this bin. It looks too big to be a springtail.
I would say baby.
Yeah, it's shaped kind of like them. That's really cool, guys and girls and everyone who identifies outside of the standard binary. Well, here's some more of them. This one appears to be a male, by the way. You can tell by the long, I forget what they're called. I think they might be called pleopods. Or that might be their antenna that are called pleopods. I don't know. Go away, fungus gnat. You're annoying them. Yeah. But this colony until today, I've had no verification of breeding. There was a Porcello notice, a powder blue isopod that was in here that I thought was a baby for a while. No, it was just mooching off them. But now we've seen what I believe to be a baby, and it's a fresh manca. I'm going to give them some of this, even if I don't expect them to eat a whole bunch of it. They tend to not be voracious eaters in my experience. But Repashy Morningwood has a really good reputation. So we'll see if they eat it. Now, the big news. I'm hoping to get a Discord server up and running for everyone fairly shortly. I've got most of the work done. I've got the first layer of work done. I don't have a bunch of the work done yet. I got to finish getting a bot set up for it. I got to finish all the channel descriptions. But for you Dysopod fans, it's going to be a great place. I'm going to work to recruit people that are skilled and knowledgeable because I'm still new to the hobby. Another thing, I'm going to be getting a mixed colony of ivory millipedes. Largely going to be purple, going to be some normal, some matte blacks. I'm going to try to breed them out. I've been told it's going to be really difficult to separate the lineages. But they are unfortunately wild caught. It's one of the few times I'll support buying wild caught just because they came from an ethical sourcer, someone who makes sure they're not depleting the environment. And ivory millipedes are super common in their environment. They're not endangered at all. I'm just going to be a while before I sell them because it's going to have to be at least 3 generations, and it's going to be more than that before I can separate them out. But I might sell at some point in the future mixed genetics ones on a per individual basis, possibly. We'll see. None of the wild caught ones, of course. Strictly speaking, ones that have been at least 3 generations in captivity to make sure there are no parasites. Also, I'm looking into culturing fruit flies. Why, you might ask, when I have nothing that eats fruit flies? Pseudoscorpions. I'm planning on them. I'm not so sure when I'm going to get them yet, but within a few months I'm hoping to have a fruit fly culture just because it's recommended. Russ of Aquarimex has some great videos, well, a great video on pseudoscorpions. It also helped out Clint's Reptiles with a video on pseudoscorpions, and they just looked so cool. I just had to start planning to get them. Alright everyone, it's been great talking. Take care.